If you can knee yourself in the face, perfect. I'm joking. Please, I hope to God you stayed when I said joking and didn't just run off and do this and you're gonna call me next day like,
Johnny, I got sweet eyes, but I broke all my teeth.
What is up? It's your boy Jonni Shreve. I have BB Promos to tell like it is. A lot of you guys asked me to do a core video and what's my favorite exercise for abs, and I'm giving it to you right now, so let's dive into it. Okay, before we start, my favorite core exercise for you guys to do, I'm gonna talk about reasons why you're probably doing core movements not as optimal as possible. And these are very common mistakes that happen all of the time. I see it happen all the time. My clients will send me videos because I put core into their programs. Anyway, so when we're talking about abs, core, we need this entire thing to flex. So what I mean by that is I've talked about, flexion in the spine, which is basically like if we do this, right? I'm flexing the spine. Well, I'm actually not really doing anything right now. I'm kind of limped over. But if I want to pull this down, I have to engage my core and it'll literally roll my back. And if I keep doing it, it's gonna roll even more. So that's good and all, but from a standing position, when some people do, I would say, cable crunches, they're only challenging this part of their core. So what about like hanging knee raises or leg raises or captain chairs? What do they call captain chairs? Well, here's one thing we have. Here's our hanging knee raise, is this. Most times you see people do this. How many times have you seen people do this? And this looks like I'm getting a lot of, ab in here, but I'm simply not. Reason being is for me to challenge my core, if you look at it right now, if I do this, yeah, can you see my abs working? Like minimal. Not as much as if I went like this. See the difference? Let's do a hanging leg raise. Hanging leg raises are similar. It's just this. And as much as you think that the abs are working, they probably are, they're not working as much as this. Let's go to the floor. When I see people do, I would say leg raises, or let's say recliners. Again, I'm challenging my core because I'm on an angle here, but rather than doing this, or this, or this, or this, simply, this is getting some work done, but not as much as it can. And the reason being is because the hardest part of the lift is being completely missed. And that is having your hips flex all the way. And that's what we want. So to bring you back up to this, the only way this exercise is good from hanging anything is if we do almost like a knee to bar, or a toe to bar, or if your knee raise came all the way here, or if your leg raise came all the way up. That's the only way that this would make it really, really hard and really effective. The only issue with these movements is not many people can do it at all. I mean, I just did a few demo reps. My core's on fire and I gotta finish this damn video. You're welcome. I'm gonna get into this exercise right now, show you guys an overall better one that I use myself. I'm gonna give you guys the regressions to the progression, and you guys can add it into your whatever day you want. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're talking about leg raises from the floor. Now you can do it from a bench, but again, sometimes you wanna be using the bench, doing abs on the bench, and you're in a busy ass gym, and you're that dude or that girl on the bench, someone's trying to do pressing and you're doing abs on it. So get yourself a mat and go on the floor. So here's an effective way to do this. So when we're on the floor, use a mat. I'm in my own gym, so it doesn't really matter for me. But you're gonna want something for leverage. And that's why using a bench can help, because you will have something to hang on to. Reason being is you want to create leverage and a good stable position for you to be able to make the legs work in terms of creating a good eccentric contraction on the way down. So here's what the exercise should look like. And here's from the highest progression, and I'll work my way back. So we're gonna give yourself a dumbbell heavy enough to keep yourself down. That's why sometimes doing a bench can help. Again, if you don't have a bench and you're in a busy gym, be considerate. So we're on the ground. I have a 100-pound dumbbell here. I'm also 220-ish pounds. So again, if we're creating leverage, again, if we're doing the eccentric motion, if I have less than 100 pounds, my bottom half weighs more than 100 pounds. So we wanna keep myself balanced. So I'm gonna grab from here. Now, if you want to, you can have a kettlebell if you want to as well. Or if you're holding on to like a bar or whatever, just hold on to something. So your lift is gonna look like this. It's gonna go from here, up, pushing hips up, and we're already up. I'm basically like on the thoracic part of my spine, the T-spine, and then on the way down, we're letting this thing going on slow. Not this slow, I'm just exaggerating a bit. But from here, and all the way down. And you're probably like,
John, what the heck are you doing, bro? Ain't no one hell I'm doing that. That looks hard as hell.
and there's some of you guys that are like, nice, Johnny. That's super easy. And some are like, gone. Not even watch this video anymore, they're gone. They're basically gone to McDonald's and like, screw abs. If this is what it takes to get good abs, I have myself a quarter pounder of cheese. Your journey to sustainable peak fitness starts right now. Grab the Ultimate Push-Pull Legs Training ebook and the final diet right now in the link in the description below. Anyway, so here's how we're doing this. We want to create an eccentric load on the way down because that's the biggest part of the lift that's gonna challenge your core. You can't challenge your core, your abs any other way, I don't think, any other better way than this. You can do a cable crunch if you want to, but again, you're not getting the most out of this part. This part of your body's sitting on the ground. So for this, we want to challenge your core by having your lower extremities being lifted by your core. And why this is effective is because we can do this and get our hips off of the ground. Simply doing this isn't going to do anything for your abs. What it's gonna do is gonna make you have the most bulging, straight up, dopest hip flexors ever. Just like the biggest, that might be a new thing. Just getting like shorts that only cover up to here, so your hip flexors, like you just do hip flexor exercises. All you do is hip flexor exercise and you walk around with like biceps sitting here. That's all it's gonna do. We need this to come off the ground to challenge your core. So to make this realistic and doable, we are gonna ride the eccentric for a 2 to 3 second negative. Your reps are gonna be between 5 to plus reps. Meaning, if you're controlling the negative, that 5 reps could end up being around 20 seconds. And if you could do more reps than that, great, but if you can't get 5 at least, then you're done. So, here's how it looks. We're talking from the top. Grabbing the dumbbell from here. We're gonna make sure our elbows are in. I mean, we still wanna look proper from the top. We don't wanna be flared like this and our arms doing some weird stuff. You want to create a good amount of stability and neutral spine posture from the ground. So my hands are going to be in like so. From here, pointing toes. I like pointing toes. You don't have to if you want to keep them like this, but guess what? You're gonna point your damn toes. Point your toes. Because if you can do this way, we're coming up and we're touching the ceiling with the toes. And then on the way down, 1001, 1002, 1003, up. 1001, 1002, 1003, up. 1001, 1002, 1003, and then up. 1001, 1002, 1003, and then back up. Now on the way down, again, I'm holding myself here to keep my body down, my upper body down, so I can focus on my core releasing eccentrically on the way down. Now that might look too like extremely hard, and there's some who can actually do this, which is fine. So here's the next regression down. If you can't do this, which is completely fine, then you do this version. Same idea from the top. You're gonna roll yourself in, and then push yourself up, and then come all the way down. 1001, 1002, 1003. Drive the knees in around the back, extend down. 1, 2, 3. That's your level 2. Level 1 looks like this. Same hand positioning from here, pointed toes, and we're gonna roll all the way in, right? We want to basically like, if you can knee yourself in the face, perfect. I'm joking. Please, I hope to God you stayed when I said joking and didn't just run off and do this and you're gonna call me next day like,
Jonni, I got sweet eyes, but I broke all my teeth.
right? I'm just giving you some kind of like, landmark for you. Pull your core in, pull your knees in so they come high enough to your chest and your back will come off the ground, which we want. And then we're gonna ride out slow, tight core, 2, 3, and we're gonna ride the legs out from here. They're not gonna touch the ground. And then from here, we're gonna drive them in and back out, 1001, 1002, 1003, out. Ride them in, 1001, 1002, 1003, out. Now, some breathing might be hard to catch on to, but make sure you are breathing. You'll catch on eventually when it comes to timing up your breath. Again, we're focusing on making sure we're getting a full range of motion. We want your hips to curl underneath you. We don't want our hips to stay square because then you're just working hip flexors. We want to make sure that the butt comes off of the ground and then using that to ride out that nice eccentric on the way down, basically uncurling your spine. You're gonna curl from your hips, lumbar spine from here. Basically, all the way to my T-spine is gonna be curled in some way, shape, or form, whether you're here as the level 1, or here pushing up for level 2, or getting here at level 3, we are fully curled, and then we're letting our spine straighten out one vertebrae at a time. 1 T-spine, L-spine, and then hips are straight. Okay guys, I'm gonna give you a forewarning. Do not go into this full steam ahead, balls deep. Balls deep. Take your time with these exercises. If you have not been doing core, I'm saying this with extreme experience. Why? Because sometimes I take a little hiatus on doing core, and then I'm like, I haven't done core in a bit. I need to do 100 reps. And then I am doing some foolish amount of reps, and then for the next day, I feel like I just got hernia surgery. I'm just like, oh my God, my core. The DOMS for core, for some reason, is extremely painful and shitty. Regardless, you're probably gonna experience some type of DOMS if you have been doing core at all, or if you have been doing like this at all, you are. So I'm just saying, take your time going through it. How many sets you need to do? I always say start off doing like 3 sets to 4 sets, and then 5+ reps, meaning some of you guys might not be able to even do more than 10 reps. Maybe not even that much more than 5 reps. So it's a way you can start off really slow and then progressive overload from there. Add reps as you go. You don't have to start off doing 20 reps, start off doing 5+ reps. Anything you get over 5, great, keep going. Don't go till failure. Do not take your core exercises to failure. Do not. Come a few, I would say a 2 RIR or an RPE of 7. Do not sit there and go until you can't. Do not do HIIT training with core. You will forever regret it, and you'll never do core ever again because you probably won't be able to do it. Again, take it slow, extremely slow. 5 reps to start off, 3 to 4 sets. Add reps as you go, like add 1 extra rep, and then another extra rep as you get stronger, because I can tell you right now, because you're using core in a lot of the other exercises you're doing, your core is going to adapt pretty quick. So there's no point of you starting off really fast. Start off slow, progressive overload, your life. Anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any more exercises you want me to perform for you and do, explain, and demo, let me know in the comment section below. Till next time guys, binge watch my videos. You know how it is, iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.